My name is Avery Morgan. I'm 29 years old, and this Christmas, I woke up in an empty house, despite being the one who booked the resort. 4 cars, 17 people, one family tradition I organized for a decade. Gone. And one group chat I was never in. If you've ever poured yourself into making everyone else feel included, only to be the one they leave behind. Stick around, because what came next wasn't revenge. It was clarity. If this kind of story resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us keep telling the stories that matter. Let's begin. I was the one who booked the resort. So how did they manage to plan a trip without me? In 4 cars, with 17 people, and one group chat I wasn't in? The frost hadn't melted on the window panes when I opened my laptop that morning. Westport in December always looked like a postcard. White rooftops, powdered sidewalks, kids bundled in color-coordinated parkas. Our street, trimmed with wreaths and golden fairy lights, hummed with cheer. Inside the Morgan house, it was a different temperature. I sat at the dining room table with the resort spreadsheet open. Names, room assignments, deposit receipts, dietary preferences. I had even called the concierge to arrange vegetarian options for Aunt Karen. My coffee had gone cold hours ago. Did everyone confirm? I asked, not looking up. No answer. In the hallway, Erica was curled into the corner couch with her MacBook and phone, whispering to Mom. I heard the rustle of paper, the click of a screenshot. Mom leaned in to look at the screen, then nodded without a word. They were so close their foreheads almost touched. I glanced back at the spreadsheet. Still no replies to my group message. It was the second week of December. We were supposed to leave in 5 days. Hey, what's the car situation like? I asked casually. Erica didn't even look up. Each car is enough for 4 people. Each, 4 people. I paused. And who's in which car? She smiled without lifting her eyes. It's already handled. By who? Mom interrupted, handing me a folded blanket. Can you pack this with the cabin gear? You're the one who knows how to take care of things. That line again. I folded the blanket neatly. Handled by whom? I asked again. But Erica had already walked off, humming something under her breath. Later that afternoon, I saw Rachel sitting quietly by the bay window, tapping her phone nervously. When she noticed me, she quickly turned the screen away and muttered something about checking the weather. She didn't have to. I saw the Instagram story flash on my screen less than a minute later. Can't wait for Christmas trip. And underneath, a resort map with the pool circled in red. No tags, no mention of who she was going with. Just 17 excited reactions. I stared at it. I had sent out the booking email, added everyone to the shared calendar, even printed the laminated itinerary now sitting on the hallway shelf. My name was on every confirmation, but not on that post. I scrolled through iMessage. No new group messages. Nothing since last week's final confirmation thread, which apparently had gone dead. Then a private message lit up at the top. Jordan. See you guys at the cabin. The cabin? I wasn't invited to any cabin. Avery opens iMessage, doesn't see any group chat. But Jordan, cousin, just sent someone a private message. See you guys at the cabin. No cars, no voices, no goodbye. Just the bitter taste of silence and snow. I stirred awake to a strange kind of stillness. Not the gentle hush of early morning, but something heavier. Like the sound had been vacuumed out of the house. The digital clock blinked 5:36 a.m. I pulled the covers tighter around me, confused. Christmas Eve was never quiet in the Morgan household. Someone was always making noise. Dad clattering pans in the kitchen, Erica yelling down the hallway for hairspray, cousins giggling from the living room sofa. And me, always me, making the cinnamon rolls and waking everyone up, knocking on doors one by one. But today? Nothing. By 9:15 a.m., the silence hadn't lifted. I slid out of bed and tiptoed down the stairs. The air was cold, untouched. The living room still smelled faintly of last night's fire, but the logs had burned out. The kitchen was spotless, No coffee mugs, no travel cups lined up in a row like we always did. No pre-packed snacks or thermoses sitting by the entryway. At the center of the dining table was a single sheet of paper, a packing list. 4 columns, names, outfits, medications, snacks. No Avery. I stood there for a full minute, rereading it. My name wasn't there. I opened the front door. Snow crunched under my slippers as I stepped onto the porch. The driveway was empty. No tire marks, no lingering exhaust in the air. Just a clean sheet of snow like no one had ever been here. I closed the door slowly. My fingers were numb. I tried calling Erica. Straight to voicemail. Tried again. Busy. I tapped on Melanie's name, the manager at the resort. She picked up after 2 rings. Avery, just confirming. Your family arrived safely this morning. Everything's been handled. The chalet is gorgeous, by the way. I blinked. They checked in? Yep. Around 8:15. Erica signed the form. I emailed the final invoice last night. I hung up. Back at my laptop, I pulled up the shared drive and logged into the booking portal. My fingers hesitated before typing the password. Winter Morgan, 2023. A name I had chosen, a detail no one else would have remembered. It worked. The payment history loaded. I stared at the numbers. I had transferred 70% of the total bill 2 weeks ago. The last 30%? Paid last night, under Erica's name. But the confirmation email had changed. Erica's email was now the main contact. Mine had been removed from the recipient list entirely. They used my money. They used me. The room spun slightly. I minimized the tab, pulled up iMessage. Still no group chat. But Rachel had sent a text. Are you okay? 2 words. I didn't answer. I closed the laptop, walked to my room in silence. There, on the center of my freshly made bed, was a card, silver embossed. Erica's handwriting, small and slanted. Thanks for helping set things up. Hope you enjoy the quiet holidays. She opens the door to her room. On the bed is a card Erica left. Thanks for helping set things up. Hope you enjoy the quiet holidays. I canceled the entire reservation from my phone. With 1 thumb and 0 regrets. The motel room smelled like bleach and old takeout. Outside the thin curtain, snow slapped against the window pane in messy gusts. Somewhere in the distance, I could hear the occasional honk on the I-678. A blinking vacancy sign lit up the hallway in sickly yellow. I lay back on the bed, laptop balanced on my knees, fingers poised. There was no ceremony to it, no second thoughts. The login portal blinked open, and I typed with precision. The booking platform still recognized my credentials. Apparently, even betrayal couldn't erase the admin key. 17 names appeared, tied to 4 suites, 2 shared cabins, and a ridiculous Santa sleigh spa package, all under a reservation ID with my initials embedded. I didn't hesitate. Click. Cancel all bookings. The screen flashed. Are you sure you want to cancel this reservation? Yes. Refund will be processed to the payment card ending in 5419. Not good enough. I opened a blank email, addressed it directly to Melanie. Subject: Urgent booking owner refund authorization. Hi, Melanie. As the primary booking owner and original payer of 70% of the resort fee, I am hereby requesting the full refund to be processed exclusively to the originating card ending in 5419. Please find attached the payment record and terms of agreement confirming this arrangement. Thank you, Avery Morgan. I hit send. It took 2 minutes. 2 minutes to undo weeks of plans and thousands of dollars in entitlement. The phone rang 30 seconds later. Avery? Melanie's voice was sharper this time. Did you just cancel the entire holiday package? Yes. Oh, okay. I just need to confirm. Our staff are reporting that none of the guests currently on site have valid bookings anymore. That's correct. I'll forward a formal copy to your legal department silence then. She hung up. I then opened Flight Search. One way. From John F. Kennedy to Ngururai International, Bali. First, C, passenger 1 adult. Departure, tonight. I selected seat 1A, extra legroom, window seat, confirmed. My iPad screen dimmed and I locked it in a single motion. It felt like closing a door. Tight, final, clean. My phone buzzed. Jordan, what happened? The resort says they can't find our name. I didn't reply. Buzz. Rachel, I think I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Still no reply. I opened the smart home app. The screen blinked once, then showed my address. Options, lighting, thermostat, door access. I selected locks, reset passwords, change primary user, confirm new access code. A minute later, a new code was synced. The house was no longer theirs to walk into. I stood, checked my coat pocket for my passport and earbuds. The motel hallway was dim, but my steps were light. Then, just before I reached the elevator, a final ping hit my inbox. Notification. Your house smart locks have been reset successfully. They came home early. But the house didn't recognize them anymore. The rain was sleet now. Sharp, wet needles slicing through December air. It was just past 6 p.m. when the family minivan pulled into the driveway, its wipers struggling to keep up. Behind it came a second SUV, headlights casting jagged shadows across the iced-over front steps. Erica slammed her door shut and cursed under her breath. I told you this would happen if we left early. No one answered. Rachel stepped out slowly, arms wrapped tightly around herself. Her boots sank into the slush, one duffel slung over her shoulder, the other dragging behind. The parents followed, coats zipped high, eyes bleary from the 3-hour drive and a weekend that ended in chaos. The porch light didn't turn on. Mom? Erica snapped. Did you turn off the system? Her mother fumbled for her phone, tapping the old smart lock app. Just use the code, she said, annoyed. They typed it in. Incorrect. Please try again. Try it again, her father muttered. Erica punched in the code, harder this time. Access denied. I thought it was 4629. It is, her mother hissed. It was. They tried the fingerprint sensor. Nothing. The house stood like a wall, cold and blank. Erica was now calling Avery. Ring, ring, voicemail. Again. No answer. Rachel stepped back, watching. Then softly, maybe she changed it. Everyone froze. Just then, the porch speaker lit up with a soft chime. Avery's voice, smooth and unreadable, came through. The house is in my name. Everyone can celebrate New Year's at their own place. Silence. Her father looked like someone had taken the ground out from under him. Her mother gripped the porch railing like she might collapse. Erica shouted into the camera. You're being mean, Avery. A pause. Then Avery's voice, lower, steelier. What do you call what you did? The screen blinked off. No more responses. They tried calling again. Erica's fingers were shaking. Whether from the cold or rage, no one could tell. The sleet picked up, needling their cheeks and soaking their coats. The family stood there, 4 shadows on a darkened porch. The warmth of their home sealed behind a system they no longer controlled. Eventually, they gave up. Westport had only one decent hotel left with last-minute rooms, and during the holidays, the prices had doubled. They shuffled back into the cars, wet luggage in tow, no one speaking. Even Erica stayed quiet, jaw locked. Hours later, back in the hotel lobby, Rachel sat on the edge of her bed, staring at her phone. She finally typed something. Avery, I found something. A photo appeared, a folded piece of stationery lined in gold ink. Dear Avery, I know they don't treat you the way you deserve. If you're reading this, it's because Erica didn't pass this on when I asked her to. But I believe in you. More than anyone. Love, Grandma. Rachel texts Avery a photo. A handwritten letter from her grandmother, which Erica hid from her last year. The letter wasn't long, but it was everything. The cafe near the pier was nearly empty, save for the hum of a heater under the window and the clink of a spoon in someone's latte. Outside, the water shimmered under a thin veil of morning light. Westport in winter always had this kind of quiet. Not peaceful, just paused. Rachel was already seated when I walked in. She looked smaller than usual, hunched into her coat, hands wrapped around a cup she hadn't touched. She didn't wave. She just looked up, eyes uncertain, and nodded once. I sat across from her, not removing my gloves. Rachel reached into her bag and slid the envelope across the table. I should have given this to you a year ago. I didn't answer. Just opened it slowly, my eyes locked on hers until I had to look down. Cream stationery, gold border. My name written in gentle, curved letters. Avery. If you're reading this, it means the wrong person kept this from you. I gave this to Erica after your birthday, hoping she'd pass it along. I should have known better. I know they don't treat you the way you deserve. I tried, baby. I tried to speak up. But your mother made it clear I was just interfering. I was afraid they'd cut me off from you entirely. There's a trust in your name. I started it when you turned 18. I wanted you to have something that was yours, truly yours. I may not be here next Christmas, so I wanted you to know one last thing. I've always seen you. Every sacrifice, every time you stayed quiet to keep the peace. You are more than how they treat you. You always were. Love, Grandma. My hand tightened around the letter. Rachel reached in again, sliding over a small photo. It was old. I was 8. Standing next to the tree, handing Grandma a tiny, crumpled gift bag. I remembered that year. I'd saved up change for months to buy her a scarf. She wore it every winter after that. I found it in Erica's closet, Rachel whispered, stuffed in a folder with expired coupons. My throat was tight, but my voice came out level. And you didn't say anything? I wanted to, she said quickly. But Erica said, giving it to you would just make you sad. That Grandma didn't mean it. I stared at her. She lied, Rachel added, barely audible. A lot. Then she pulled something else out of her coat pocket, a USB drive, plain and unlabeled. I recorded a conversation, Mom and Erica, December 19th. They were planning it for weeks. The trip, the group chat, everything. They called it simplifying. Said you'd just make things tense. She looked away, then back. I shouldn't have stayed quiet. I didn't take the USB right away. Just looked at it, then at her. Why now? Rachel met my gaze. Her lip trembled. Because you're the only one who ever deserved the title, Morgan. On New Year's Eve, while they argued over takeout and sleeping bags, I stood on the terrace of my villa in Ubud, unbothered. The forest whispered in a language older than memory. Below, the pool shimmered with the soft flicker of floating candles, their flames steady in the warm breeze. A chorus of cicadas hummed somewhere in the distance, and the air smelled faintly of jasmine and smoked sandalwood. I sat at the edge of the terrace, a thick notebook open on the table beside my tea. No noise, no buzzing phones, just the sound of night in Bali. My pen moved slowly, deliberately across the page. One day, don't let others call your kindness a duty. I paused, reading the line back to myself. It didn't need anything more. From the other side of the world, my phone buzzed once. A text from Rachel. They still think you'll come back. I didn't answer. Instead, I opened the email from the resort. The commission refund had cleared, processed in full, just as I requested. It was enough for a full month here, with enough left to breathe without calculating every dollar. The irony made me smile. They thought they were locking me out. But I was the one who walked away. The door behind me creaked softly as the breeze shifted. Inside, the villa was warm. Rich wood panels, soft linen curtains, everything curated with intention. Not luxury for show, but peace I didn't have to explain to anyone. On the table, my phone buzzed again. Erica. Happy New Year, Avery. We saved a plate for you. The message blinked back at me. Blue bubbles sitting smug on the screen. I stared at it for a few seconds. Then I hit delete. No reply. No reaction. One by one, I scrolled through my old group chats, the ones filled with, "Can you check this?" And "Avery, can you book that?" And "You're better at handling it anyway." Delete, delete, delete. The final one was simply titled Family. I hovered, then tapped. Delete. That was it. Outside, the sky turned a rich blend of purple and red, the last light of the year folding into the trees like a secret. I picked up my phone one last time and opened the camera, framed the sunset, the candles, the untouched cup of tea. Then I posted. Sometimes not being invited is the best gift. They left her in the cold, thinking silence meant surrender. But what they failed to see was that she wasn't breaking. She was walking away with the keys. Justice didn't come wrapped in confrontation or loud accusations. It arrived quietly, through reset locks, forwarded receipts, and a sunrise in Ubud. Like the final chord of a long-forgotten melody, justice may arrive late, but it resonates powerfully once it's heard. Because sometimes, the most powerful revenge is never needing to knock again.